Hello all and welcome to our crochet yet again for another tutorial. My name is Mary and in today's tutorial we are doing part 4 of our Granny Square Blanket Crochet Along. Yay! I said it right for the first time in our part series. Okay, so with part 4 we are actually attaching our grey or whatever colour you used to your first colour. Now initially you would have been up to that and you would have gone all the way up to there and stopped there. And now today we are going to crochet all of that row right there like that till we get to this section here. Then we're going to turn and then we are going to add the grey this way in the corner there, get here, turn, add this grey, get to that corner, crochet along there, add that one, turn, and so on. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky, but take your time. There's no rush, and I have only I think I've done 2 or 3 of them, and then I sent you on your way. But you're quite welcome to go back and just rewatch the tutorial again, or stick around because directly after this tutorial, yours truly, to help out some of our newbies, has done this one right here. Exactly the same join. The squares are like triple the size. It's supposed to be. I bought the yarn to help someone out to see the stitches better when I'm crocheting along in here. And I didn't think it was going to be this thick, but it's great. So this is the one that's coming directly after the other one. It's the same join as you go. So lovely people, if you don't get it with this one, just watch the very next tutorial coming and it'll be this one here. It's exactly the same join as you go. All right, so that's what I'm going to say for now. Leave that out the way. And what else can I tell you about our crochet along? Push that right out the way because we don't need that. All right, the other thing I can tell you about our crochet along, and I better tell you now, you will need your size hook that you used to crochet your pieces together, the same size hook that you used to crochet along your first 8 squares to join the rest. Stick with the same hook because if you start changing hook in the middle of your blanket or anything that you do, your pieces are going to look smaller or bigger. Now, I think I mentioned earlier on in one of the series, one of the part 2 or part 3, that I accidentally did one of my squares or a couple of my squares in a size 4mm hook. I haven't come up to them yet, might be the purple or the other colours. So when I do, that may come across as a little bit smaller than the rest, but we'll see. So you will need your hook. You will obviously need your second colour squares, all 8 of them. And what else will you need? That's that for those. That's for today. You will need to go away and wash and block, obviously weaving your ends, wash and block your next colour, which is this one. And in 8 days' time, when we come back, we are adding your next colour to the last colour that you just finished. So you'll be doing exactly the same here today. You'll be doing that next week or in another 8 days' time. Okay, so go ahead, wash and block them, add these on, and it should all work out beautifully in the end. We hope. We hope, guys. We're doing well. Again, if you are having any problems with this, please leave some information in the description box. No, don't leave a description box. Leave it in the comment section down below. You leave your questions there, and I will get back to you when I get a spare moment. Now, this particular part has taken a lot longer than it should have. I should have done this part 2 or 3 days ago, but yours truly has had some family commitments, some health issues from a family commitment, and I couldn't get away from that, so I had to organise that. But we are here now. We are doing it today. This will be part 4. And without further ado, let's go ahead and do part 4. Alrighty, guys, this is where we ended up last time. Let me just move all this dark out the way. I'm trying to use natural lighting today, guys, so bear with me a moment. All right, now this is where we ended off, and I showed you this in the promo, okay? Well, no, I showed you it joined with the grey in the promo. That's right. So we are attaching our very next colour, and this is very exciting, but not right now. No, Right now we have to get ready to attach that first colour. So what we're going to do, we got to, I think in part 3 of the tutorial, I'm positive we're on part 4. Anyway, hopefully we are and I don't have to correct it in the promo, but there we are, part 4 of the tutorial. In part 3, we ended here. And I said, get to this side and just leave your thread on and then we'll get part 4 done. So we're on to part 4. We're going to chain 1 and 2 for our corner. Then we're going to pop back into the corner and do, of course, our next 3 double crochets. Don't lose the stitching like I have. There you go. 1, 2, and 3. Now I wasn't completely prepared because I've lost my white yarn behind the corner of these. That's better. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, so we've done our 3. What I want you to do is do your normal 3 double crochets in each of these spaces until you get to the corner, and then when we get to the corner, I'm not going to pause because I'll go real fast and then you can just catch me up on the corner when we get there. Oops, lost the stitch. It's very close to the corner. We're not that far at all. Another 3 in the next space. Now these are called cluster sets, if you remember from the previous tutorials. Okay, now there we are at our corner. We've already got 3 double crochets in there from before, so that's where we're up to. You can see it. All right. Okay, now what we're going to do, it's really dark there. That's better. Sun's out. So I want to use natural lighting. Sometimes it's a lot better. Sometimes it's not, but we'll see. All right, we're going to pop into that corner and do our normal 3 double crochets as we normally would. 2 and 3. All right. Whoops. Whoop. No, that's only 2, guys. I lost a stitch there. Okay, and 3. That's better. All right. Now, remember this corner. Okay, maybe a little bit hard to see, but in your normal corner, you chain 2. We're only going to be chaining 1. Okay, now remember we chained 1 here and we turned to go around to the next row. Well, we're going to find that chain. Might be a little bit difficult to see, but I can see it. We'll pop our hook in that chain. Now see how I've only got 1? You need to have 2 loops on your hook. Still only 1, but the second one's hidden in there with my nice tight stitching. There's the 2 loops. Get a close up. There's your 2. Your 1 is down there, right under the hook there, and your 2 are on top. So you pull the loop through that chain space, or actually through the chain, not the chain space, because that's a space, and then through there. You chain 1 as though you're starting into your next corner, and then you just do your normal 3 double crochets. Now, I'm not going to leave you in a lurch. I'm going to show you how we do that again for our newbies. Those of you who are professional, just keep going all the way until you get to the end. Oh, it's too close. Just keep going all the way down until you get to that corner and wake me up. But for our newbies, I'm just going to show you one more square so you know what we're doing. And also for our newbies, we have a very next tutorial coming up, and I did this in large so that you can see it better. I had struggled with the hook because it was a bamboo hook and my hook kept getting caught and snagged, but that was okay. I still managed to get it done. And this is pretty much where we are at the moment, okay? Alrighty, well, let's get going. So you've done your 3 double crochets, but see how it's joined that corner? So it looks like a normal corner, doesn't it? So what we're going to do is jump into our next space and do 3 double crochets as we would. Jump into the next. I'm finding that when I washed and blocked these squares, they've come up gorgeously soft, so it's easier to handle. Okay. There's so many positives about washing and blocking. I know a lot of people don't wash and block their squares. They wash the blanket at the end. That's fine too. But I have a lot of positives about washing and blocking. That's why I like to wash and block my squares, because there are so many positives. Now we are at that corner again. I'm going to show this corner one more time, and then we're all going to go away and finish that row and then come back in a second. So there's your 3 double crochet in that corner. 1, 2, and 3. All right. We are going to chain 1 like we would in any other corner. Now, this chain stitch right here is quite visible, which is an absolute bonus. The last one was a bit tight, but that one you can actually see. So you pop your hook in that chain stitch. I still only got one. In that chain stitch, try and grab 2 loops from the stitch. Bit tricky if you're as tight as me, but I finally got it. There's one under there and there's 2 on top. So you pull a loop through there and through there. So you've closed that side up, close that corner up, chain 1 and double crochet 3 into the same corner. Well, actually it's into the next corner, not the same. Corner, and that's done there. All right, so that is how you do that part there. What I want you to do is continue all the way until you get to the end. If you're not sure how we did that, just go back and practice that step. Get to this corner here, right there, do 3 double crochets and I will meet you up. All right, so where you should be right now is you've done that whole row right there, right to the very end. Remember I asked you to get to the corner and stop. Just put your 3 double crochets in that corner and then stop. I don't know if I mentioned the 3 double crochets before, so pop them in while we speak. Okay. This is the best part. This is the part where we get to join our next colour. Okay. Let's blow that up a little bit for you so you can see. Okay. So as we have been doing previously in this area here, we got to the corner, we chained 1 and then we turned our work, which is exactly what we're going to do. Okay. The same thing we've been doing all along. All right. The only difference is with this square, once we join it and get to the corner, that's going to be a little different. Trust me, guys, you're going to love this stitch. There are no ends to weave in at the end, just the 1 and the 2, the first you worked with, and the one you ended with. The other way, you're weaving in 1,000 ends. This way, we are weaving in no ends. So we have done our chain 1, and we're going to do a normal double crochet into our next colour. I don't know what colour you're using. I've started on the grey. There's 1 double crochet and pull up that loop. Remember how we were doing it in the previous tutorial? I'll blow that up a little bit so you can see. All right, there you go. So you slip your hook into that very first, or I should say last, double crochet we worked in. You grab that loop, give it a tug, gentle tug, and pull it through the stitch. Too easy, huh? Then we do a double crochet in the same corner, pull up a loop, get to that second V, corresponding stitch, if that's what you want to call it, and pull that loop through there. Whoops, a bit out of frame there, my apologies. Do a double crochet in the same space, and that's your 3 double crochets in that corner. Lift it up again and pop your hook back in that, or firstly in that first stitch, the first V, and then pull it through. Now you should know how to do this bit because we've done it over here with these ones here, okay? So you should actually know how to do it, but I'm glad I'm showing you anyway. We're going to go straight into the next, whoops, bring that out a bit, straight into the very next space, like that. Pull out the loop and start again. So initially you're not doing anything different than you were in part 4 until, part 3, until you get to that corner. And that one there, I'm going to go a little bit faster now. And then that one there's a little bit tricky. Actually, you know what we might do? I'll just get you to crochet over to this gap right here and we'll meet you up. All right, here we are at the end of this row, or almost at the end of this row. All right, let me have a close up. Oh, that's too close, sorry. Start to see my paws, hey? Okay, so you pop into the corner with a normal double crochet like so. And the sun is slowly fading in and out between those clouds. I'm rushing to get this tutorial done because clouds are supposed to come around and we're supposed to have a nasty little storm here in Melbourne. So they are slowly coming around. So pop your thread through like you've been doing all the way through. You're doing a second double crochet in that corner. Pull up the loop. We're not at the end of the row yet, or at the end of the corner, or near the corner yet. 2 more stitches I think we've got, or 1 I should say after this. Pull that thread through. Do another double crochet in there. Pull up the loop. We've got that last stitch right there. A little bit tricky to see, but don't panic. If you want, I can do a nice little close-up for you. It's just the V, we're putting it through, that little V stitch right there. Now, this is the tricky bit, but it's not difficult. We're chaining 1, whoops, like normal, okay? Chaining 1 like normal. Now, you have 3 corners now. You've got your 1, 2, and 3. So what we're going to do, we've chained 1, we're going to open up the loop again, and we're going to get into that corner right here. See the space there? Not the stitch, we're going straight into the space. A little bit tricky to see, but you can do it. And pull the loop up. Chain 1. Pull up a loop. Don't panic. I know it looks fiddly, but it's not. There's a corner right there. Pop your hook in. Grab the loop. Give it a tug. And pull it through. And chain 1. Then you're hopping back into your corner, your grey corner, and you're doing 1 double crochet. Let's have a look and see what we've done. Oh, don't split the yarn like I've just done. There we go. All right, so what you've done is you've joined. Let me give it a bit of a tug so you can see. You've joined all 3 corners. So there's going to be no gaps in there once you continue to put your double crochets in there, okay? Which we're going to do now. Now, for our newbies, this may look a little bit daunting to you. So what I've done is, before we continue, I've done this, oops, bring that out a bit, this particular square directly after this tutorial, okay? So you're going to see this straight after this tutorial, like, you know, half a day or a day after this tutorial, this will pop up. So if you're struggling to get the stitch because you can't see it, these real thick stitches, they're really big gaps, you'll be able to see them. And look at the closed corner, no gaps, nothing at all. Okay, baby couldn't put his toes through there even with this thick yarn. All right, so that's why I like this stitch. It has a lot of positives about it. Okay, but we're going to keep going for our normal viewers. Okay, so what we've got here is we are just doing your normal cluster set in here, 2, 3, because we did 1 before, remember? Then you're going to jump into that stitch right there, 1, 2, and 3. There's your cluster set. Then you're going to pop into that next stitch, space I should say, not stitch, and you put your cluster set in there, 3, pop into the next one, 2, oops, 1 more. And then you pop into the corner, and we're only doing 3, all right? 1, 2, and 3. Now, to anyone who's just joined us new, we are doing a crochet along granny square blanket, okay? And we are up to part 4, I think. Part 4, yep. So if you want to join us, part 1, 2, and 3 will be in the description box down below. I mean, how gorgeous does that Look now, I've pulled the thread a little bit there, so don't mind my little tug there, but it does look super gorgeous. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to grab our next square. Okay, now this is the fun bit. This is the part where it gets a little bit trickier here, but again, newbies, you can do it. Okay, all right, where we got to here was the end of the row. We've done our 3 double crochets, and we're going to chain 1 like we have been doing every time we turn. So chain 1 and turn, grab your next square and just do a double crochet in the corner of your next square. Just 1 double crochet at this stage, of course. 1, 2, pull up your loop. Now when we start here again, remember we don't go into that chain, we put our hook into that V right there. All right, there you go. Pull it through and do your normal double crochet in the corner. Your second double crochet in that corner. Pull up a loop, grab your V and your loop and pull it through the V and do your 3rd double crochet in the corner. Pull up a loop and continue that all the way until you get to, just get to there, stop, and then we'll do the rest. All right, so we are here at this last section. Now, it's a tricky section, I get it. You might be a little bit worried. Don't panic, you can do it. Okay, let's have a look. We got to our last section. Oh, we still need to get into the corner. I'm not in the corner yet, my apologies. Whoops. Pop it in there. If you're in the corner, just wait for me there. I'll be there in 1 second, or maybe not 1 second, exaggerating by a few seconds. This is really too close, isn't it? Sorry, guys. I'll put it closer later when we're getting towards the corner section. So finish off your corner there, pop it in, pull the loop through, do another double crochet, pull the loop through, do a 3rd double crochet. Now this is where you really need to focus. All right, so we're at the corner. We haven't pulled it through yet. We still haven't pulled that loop through yet. So find your last stitch there. Just a little bit fiddly because the corner's quite squashed in there. Pull the loop through, chain 1. Lift up your loop. Now, remember before how we had to put a loop through the 2nd and the 3rd, and now we're going to put it through all of them. So now we're going to go to the middle of this this corner right here. Grab your loop. It's the first corner that you come to. Pull it through. Chain 1. Lift up the loop. Go to your next corner. Tricky? Good. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be easy. Pull the loop through that next corner right there. Chain 1. Okay. Now we are doing, oh, did I do all 3? 1, 2, 3. Yes, I did. Now we are going to do, we've chained the 1 there, just going to do a normal double crochet in the corner there, just 1. Pull up your loop, turn, and pop it in that very first, oh, it might be a little bit tricky to see actually. The first one is right in there. See there? A little bit tight because we've gone through all the chains there, all the loops. Pull your loop through like so and do a normal double crochet. The rest should be a lot easier now, guys. And then I want to show you the actual middle. There's your little V. pull the loop through, and then comes the sun again. So we are going to lose the sun very shortly, and a storm is coming, guys. So I'm rushing to get the tutorial done as quickly as possible. There you go. And then just jump into the very next space and do 1 double crochet and just stop there for a minute, because I want to show you exactly what you've done in the corner. And did I miss something? I'm looking to see if I missed something, and it does look like I missed. No, I didn't. Beautiful. So there's your corner. All right, how gorgeous does that corner look? You don't need to skip in anything. You don't need to there's no gaps. You don't need to weave in any ends. The old Victorian stitch itself is where you get into the corner with a couple of threads, you tie knots, you turn it over, you pull it through, you do some weaving in, and then you start doing your sides, sewing in your sides with a needle. So this gives it the same look, and there are no sewing whatsoever. I wanted to show you that corner again. Okay, so we're going to pop our little hook in there. If you are a professional at crochet and you want to go ahead and do your 8 squares, go ahead and do that. Don't forget to click subscribe and the little bell button so you can receive further tutorials for this blanket and for other tutorials to come. Otherwise, go right ahead and finish off your squares, and I'll meet you at part 6. For the rest of us, just stick around here and we'll do it one more time, just that corner section, so that, you know, it's not too tricky for us. Okay, we're almost there at the corner now anyway. Pull it up. We have a couple of more stitches to go before we hit that corner. So there are many positives for this particular stitch. Now, one of them is, the main one is, when you're finished at the end, all you need to do is weave in the first thread that you used and the very last thread that you finished with. That's all. If your blanket is so big that you need to add another thread, well, that's just another thread, okay? But when you're doing the Queen Victorian, I don't know why I'm saying Queen, the old Victorian style stitch, you will be weaving in a gazillion ends, and it's giving it almost the exact same look. I do know that the old Victorian stitch does give it a gorgeous, gorgeous look, gorgeous finish. I need to do one day and then just show you guys. But this is just as good, and it's only got the 2 threads to weave in at the end. And you know, yours truly hates weaving in those ends. All right, we're almost there, guys. One more double crochet, pull it up, pop it in there, pull it through. Now we're going into the corner. 1. We're still doing our slipping into the V. Don't lose a stitch like I just did. Slipping into the V. And then we're doing another double crochet. I have my children home today, so they're very chatty in the background. It's cute. I like it. And I've just lost the stitches. Dearie me. I'm doing very well today. I like to hear them chatting in the background. It's cute. I have very big children, like guys, so when they come over, they all that maturity talk happens, and yeah, that's good. It's nice to hear. It's nice to hear their lives and how their lives are going. There's a lot happening today here at home as well. Okay, let me pull that through. Nearly there. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to lose that stitch before. It happens. Once you lose a stitch with this, that's a bit of a negative there. Once you lose a stitch with this one, it can come undone. So make sure you check before you continue. Right, we're now officially into that corner. Now we've slip stitched into the very last V that we came to. Now we chain 1, lift up the loop. Now first we're going to find that same corner, and we're going to grab the loop and pull it through the corner. No stitches or anything, just the corner. So pull the loop through that corner right there, a little bit tricky. Chain 1, pull it up. All right. So what you've done initially is you have slip stitched into that first corner. Now we are going to put our hook into the second corner, grab that slip stitch, or grab that stitch I should say, and slip it through, chain 1, do a normal double crochet in your corner, 1 and 2 and 3. All right, so what I want you to do now is exactly what we did before. Go around there, attach it to there, and meet me here, and we will finish off that corner. And then you can head off on your own and continue with the rest of part 4 together on your own. Okay, just give me one moment and I'll catch you up. All right, so here we are at the corner, and yours truly has started the corner. There's 1. And we are going to pop our little, it's a little bit far away, isn't it, guys? I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget to bring it in. Okay, there you go. We're going to pop our little hook in there, do a second double crochet, pull up your loop, find your corresponding stitch. You should be experienced at that now. Okay, pull the loop through, do a L, not a, L, third double crochet and final one for that corner. So we still need to pull it through, pull the loop through that V right there first. I only wanted to show you this again because this corner can be very, very tricky, can't it? So pull the loop through, chain 1, pull up a loop. All right, now you get to the very first corner. There's your corner that you're starting with. That's the one we've joined. So we're going to slip stitch your loop through like we've been doing all over, but we're going to put it through the whole corner, chain 1, pull up a loop, go to that opposite corresponding corner right there, pop your thread there, pull it through, chain 1. All right, so we did the chain 1 there. Whoops, I'll just bring this up a little bit. I stopped for a moment because I almost forgot to do something. So there we go. So we chain 1 and then we put 1 double crochet in there. Lift up your loop. This is a part I forgot. I started crocheting along without even doing, and it happens, you know, I forget that part. And you pop your hook. Be very careful. Make sure you get your hook in that very first corresponding stitch, okay? Because once you get to the corner, that corresponding stitch doesn't always show. There you go. So you do your normal double crochet in that corner again. That's the second double crochet. Pull up your loop. Get your second corresponding stitch. Pull the loop through. Do your third double crochet in that corner. And get your third corresponding stitch. And then we'll stop and have a look-see. Okay. Third corresponding stitch. I might just double crochet into that next space so that we can pull it up and have a look. And initially this is what you have. How gorgeous is this look? It's tugging a little bit only because yours truly is crocheting quite tightly. And again, I don't know about most people, and I know most people don't do it, but I do. When I finish this section, I will literally wash and block it again, the whole blanket, before I put a border on. I won't be doing that with this one because our border is going to be a continuous border. Once we get to the end of this, say we finish all our squares, when we get here, we are going to slip stitch one way back into the corner, backwards, and then we're going to start another row of this colour, okay? But that's a long, long way away. We have only done 2 of our colours. We need to do another 4 of them. So that's a long way away. Not too far, but it's still, we've still got a lot to do before we get to that section. And this is tugging just a little bit, my tight stitching. This one here is perfect. Look at that. See the difference? Let me show you again with this big piece here so you know what you're looking at. Gorgeous, huh? So when you've got a bigger piece, you can see it better, okay? And no major gaps in between. So it's almost like the old Victorian style stitch, but not. Okay, that's that. So go ahead and attach the rest of your squares, so on, all the way through. Get to the end of this row where you see that corner and stop and wait for me and we will work out what we're going to do next. All right, guys, so here we are at the end of that row. And I've done 2 double crochets in, and I've joined it there. Put that 3rd double crochet in the corner. Pull it up. Grab that. Oh, let's have a look. See, over there. That 3rd stitch right there. Chain 1. Now, I can't remember whether we slip stitched in there. I think we did. My apologies. There you still keep your chain 1, but slip stitch into the corner, chain 1, go back into the grey corner and double crochet 3 times all the way in, 2 and 3, and hop into the next space doing your double crochets. You need a cluster set of 3 as we've been doing all the way through the series, and another set in there and there. Whoops, I'm rushing just to get to the end of this row for you, just to get to this corner I should say, so that we can have a quick chat about where we are headed from here. 2 and 3, and we're about to bump ourselves into that corner. 1, 2 and 3. I'm going to stop there for a minute, and I just want to show you exactly where we're up to. All right, what you have completed so far is, bring that out, you have attached 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, bubbly, and 8. All right, now remember when we had our red and we attached all 8 reds and we stopped there, and then now we came down and did all that row right across, and then we started attaching the grey. Well, that's exactly where you are up to at the moment. So now what you need to do, I'll see if I can reach my other colour right there. You need to go away, you need to wash and block your 3rd colour, your 8 pieces, and in about 8 days time we will get together and we will attach those 8 pieces to your grey. Now mine will be the beige, mine have already done. They look kind of bony brown, don't they? But it's actually a light beige, believe it or not, or a darker beige, I should say, medium beige. Get it right, Mary. What beige is it? Light, medium or dark? Bless you, my son. So yeah, there we have our 3rd colour. We are going to attach that in about 8 days time. If you want, since you know how to do that part there, or now we've just done it, you can actually go ahead and do all of that again, and you can go ahead and do your whole blanket if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. But as this is a crochet along, I'm going to come back next week or in about 8 days, and we are going to add the next colour. And then from there, we will talk about what we're going to do next. Now, remember, we have 6 different colours, unless you have more. But we have actually 6. We've done 6. We've done 8 squares of each colour, and we have 6. And so far, by the end of next week, or the end of the 8th day next week, we would have had 3 of those colours already attached to our blanket. Now, for those who are a little bit confused by the stitch, wait a couple of hours time, and this particular piece right here, oops, too close, will be up and running as well. And it shows the stitch a lot clearer because the stitches are quite thick. So if you are confused by what we have done today, stick around. In a few hours time, this particular stitch will be uploaded. All right, so all I can say is thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can receive further tutorials in your inbox. Click like if you like this tutorial. If you didn't, just quietly walk away. And what else can I say except ciao for now.